Roast duck breast is something we often see on this show. Sour plums to give it the sort of sweet sourness. And then he pops in a lotus root and the bok choy. And then he mixes that with the veal jus, but with rice wine. I can only assume that he has the experience to be able to deliver this confidently, because if he didn't know what he was doing, he'd be a properly crazy man.
Raspberry souffle with cream cheese ice cream centre. Wow. But the key to a souffle is it rising. Now, when you've got this big blob of frozen ice cream, is that going to stop the souffle from rising? In my head as a chef, I think it could.
Super.
It's a very risky thing to do.
I've been dreaming of how this recipe goes. I know everything off by heart, so let's just hope it works well on a day. There's no excuses. You just have to get it right.
The great thing about MasterChef Professionals is that we have a chance to see the freshest talent. We get the chance to eat it first. What I want to see today is someone that I can say to all the other critics, I was there before you.
It does feel like we're going through a bit of a golden age for British food at the moment. And it'll be interesting to see whether that's reflected in the food that we are served today.
These chefs can cook whatever they like. So I don't think that they should feel restricted, because certainly we have open minds, believe it or not. We just want to have good food. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Cheers. Oh.
Luke, 15 minutes till your first course is served.
Yes, chef.
The problem with scallops is you've got to be really careful to cook them right, not to overcook them, and not to have too much butter sloshing around because they can be over-rich.
That phrase, coastal herbs, there's something that just sings, doesn't it? I don't even know what coastal herbs are, but I'm sold. I want to see them.
You've got 7 minutes to go. How are you doing?
Just searing off my scallops, and then I'm going to start plating.
So you're on time?
At the moment.
I like the fact that the puff rice is going to introduce potentially a bit of texture and bite to it.
What's left to go on the plate, then?
So I've got some puff rice to go on, and I've got some little sea vegetables to go on as well. Just going to finish the plate with.
It's looking good, Luke. You happy?
At the moment, I'm happy, chef.
We're almost there, Luke. Let's
Yes,
get going.
Smile, Luke, smile.
I'm always smiling, chef. So here we got hand-dyed scallops with fennel puree, puff rice, finger limes and a little Asian dressing with coastal herbs on it as well.
What are your coastal herbs?
We got sea purslane and some wild samphire. Cheers, thank you.
I rather like the way that it looks. I think that he really does think about what he's doing.
The scallop itself is quite well cooked. There's a bit of charred scallop on the edge. I mean, it's beautifully tender on the inside.
I loved the puree. I thought it was delicate. You know, the tiny, delicately placed pieces of samphire, they worked for me.
The puffed rice, that little crunch that they provide, is really good offsetting the softness of the scallops.
He's done a really good job with the scallop. The seaweed adds a lovely flavour. Everything is there for a reason.
The rice brings this texture that it needs because there's a lot of soft elements. It's lovely, a real pleasure to eat this plate of food.
Roast duck breast is something we often see on this show. Sour plums to give it the sort of sweet sourness. And then he pops in a lotus root and the bok choy. And then he mixes that with the veal jus, but with rice wine. I can only assume that he has the experience to be able to deliver this confidently, because if he didn't know what he was doing, he'd be a properly crazy man.
Luke, you've got about 3 minutes. You're looking very calm and collected here.
Just trying to concentrate, get it all finished.
Are you feeling happy?
So far, so good.
Right, let's go. Come on. Very nice.
So we got seared duck with a sticky honey soy sauce 5-spice glaze, and then a sweet potato, sour plums, lotus root, and a rice wine sauce.
Thank you. The duck, oh, it looks so good. It's sort of glistening and it looks pink. This is a fabulous looking plate of food. This is a great dish. The duck has been cooked perfectly. The bok choy, I love the presentation, like these beautiful little green parcels of fun. I would definitely eat the whole thing.
The main note I'm getting from the spicing is Chinese 5-spice, and then a little sharpness from those sour plums, and then the crunch of the fried lotus root, and then you've got this gorgeous, really well-flavoured jus, which sort of is anchoring the whole thing.
And every individual component is done well.
The duck is cooked wonderfully, and that glaze is sticky. It's not too sweet. It's got the right amount of soy coming through.
Deep-fried lotus, delicious, crispy, crunchy, adds texture. The pak choy brings freshness to the plate. I think this is great.
I think I'm all right. I know. There was a lot of pressure there. I've done the best I can, and hopefully it all pays off.
Right, Michelle, you got 15 minutes for your first course.
Lovely.
You gonna be ready?
Yeah. Should be ready, yeah.
Should. Good.
I don't think this is going to be a curry, is it? It's going to be a piece of lamb coated in Caribbean curry spicing. So presumably something quite fiery, based around a Scotch bonnet, chilli.
People, when they come to cook on MasterChef, for us, they're scared to give us something feisty. They're scared to give us heat. They're scared to give us tons of spice. So please prove me wrong, Michelle.
Michelle, you've got 4 minutes for your first course.
Are you happy with the cooking of your lamb?
Yeah, I am. It's nice and pink, and it's got the spices on there as well. How long did you say I had, sorry?
A minute or so.
You need to get a bit of a move on.
Yes.
Do you have a sauce with this?
No, I've kind of just got like a lime dressing. I'm happy with this. I'm going to take it through now.
OK. Good luck.
Thank you. Hello. There you go. Thank you. I've made for you a curried spiced cannon of lamb, curried roast cauliflower, some other variations of cauliflower with lime, with a mango and Scotch bonnet salsa, and sweet potato and ginger puree. Thank you. Hope you enjoy it.
You've got a kind of curried dry rub on the lamb, which absolutely transforms it. And I'm really liking that sweet potato puree as well, which is gorgeous.
The lamb is cooked OK. It's all right. There's a bit of mango, which is quite nice in there. Adds a bit of a surprise in terms of the texture. The only saving grace is that there is this Scotch bonnet, which gives it a bit of spice.
William, did you sleep enough last night? Because you seem grumpy.
I loved everything that she did here. I loved the cauliflower, especially the more charred one. I thought that that was absolutely lovely.
Yes, Michelle?
Yes.
I think the lamb is beautifully cooked. And I love the spices that go around the outside of it. I love the mango, and I love the Scotch bonnet. There's a warmth in this dish that's really interesting.
The sweet potato puree of the ginger is divine. And then you've got the little curried cauliflower, still got some texture on it. It's delicious.
The key thing is that cod in the middle. If he overbakes it, it's a complete disaster, and if he doesn't, it might be marvellous.
Good to see you back in our kitchen. I hope you're ready and prepared for what's coming up. You are now cooking for some of the best critics in the country. Grace Dent, Tom Parker Bowles, and Jay Rayner. At the end of this, we will lose one of you.
This is a chance for you to shine. Show us your skill, your flair, some great food. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 2 courses for that place in our final 12. Off you go.
The competition so far has gone very well. I've had very little negative feedback. Today I'm going to be on top of my game, work really hard, so I need to make sure everything is 100% perfect. My dishes are all influenced from my travels. So my first dish is a lemon-baked cod with a chorizo ragu, and then we have squid ink tuile, and there's a bit of coriander pesto just to shove a bit of freshness in the dish. So I've kind of taken that classic from Spain and made it kind of more modern.
That sounds really nice. What about the main course?
The main course is barbecued Brazilian beef, and that's going to be served with bean puree, saffron turmeric puffed rice, and then we have little garlic, seared onions, and red chard.
Dean's really going to need to get his timings just right, especially with the beef. Once it's cooked and coloured, he's going to need to give it the resting it needs to prevent it from bleeding onto the plate. Our critics never want to see blood on a plate.
Dean's fish course sounds delicious. He has got a lot of work to do, though. I've not seen him run around this much in the kitchen. He's really pushed himself with this menu.
Gavin, what are you going to cook for our critics?
First up, I have rabbit and langoustine ballotine with like a spring veg fricassee, a carrot puree, and I've also got a morel velouté.
It's a ballotine, so how's it holding together? How are you cooking it?
I'm going to fill it with like a truffle chicken mousse.
Right.
And then roll it up and poach. And then for dessert, I've got a matcha strawberry, white chocolate and coconut millefeuille.
Can you do it in the time?
I am pushed for time 100%, but it's either I'm good enough or I'm not.
Gavin looks incredibly confident. He's apprehensive slightly, he's concerned about his times. Who wouldn't be? It's a very skillful thing to get a ballotine looking and tasting good, and if you do it right, it's delicious. Serving it with a little fricassee of vegetables and a beautiful sounding morel velouté. Heaven.
Liking the sounds of Gavin's dessert, millefeuille with white chocolate, matcha and strawberries. It's all about the textures of the mousse, make sure they're not set too much, and also the crispness of the filo pastry that he's using to layer his millefeuille.
What I'm most worried about is timings. That's my biggest enemy today. I need to make sure that I run and don't stop until the end, just to make sure I get this done on time. Oh, my God. The white chocolate mousse dropped on the floor. Luckily, I've just about got enough.
After my invention test, I think that I am in a good place. Both of my dishes are Malaysian-inspired dishes. I really hope that they will be impressed today. I'm cooking sous-vide halibut with Malaysian flavoured laksa. But it's a laksa bisque that I'm doing. I'm gonna roll some angel hair pasta to go together with it, and also cucumber pineapple. And for dessert, I'm doing a jackfruit souffle.
Souffle?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna serve them together with Malaysian-inspired ginger-flavored tea cream anglaise. That's my plan.
Wow, a souffle. I did not see that coming. Oh, you're a brave man. What Mohan is doing is using Western-style cookery and influencing it with those lovely Malaysian flavours. Mohan's doing a refined version of a Malaysian soup, a laksa. This is the type of food that's going to make Mohan stand out from the rest of the cooks in the kitchen.
Jackfruit's quite sweet. So this is a bit like a really ripe papaya. I'm really curious about his ginger tea custard. I just hope he gets the custard right today because there were issues with his last custard.
I've cooked for critics that come to the restaurant, but never on my own initiative. I'm hoping to show them a little bit more finesse and just work on the balance of stuff on the plate. This is pretty big for me, pretty big.
William, what's your menu?
Firstly, I'm cooking a grilled fillet of mackerel with crispy polenta, avocado and wasabi, horseradish chantilly, spiced carrot puree on the bottom. There's a little bit of a radish salad on there, just give it a little bit of freshness and crunch as well. And then secondly, I'll be cooking 64% chocolate crema with compressed raspberries, apple, and the chocolate soy to go with it.
And how do you feel then getting this opportunity to cook for the critics?
There's a lot of pressure, but I'm not going to let that sort of stop me. I'm just going to go for it.
William is doing a mackerel dish which he's going to take off the bone and finish under the grill. I'm just hoping that there's a nice balance of the ingredients that William has brought onto the table because we have a wasabi and avocado puree and a spiced carrot puree on the same plate.
Chocolate crema is all about the consistency. He's using a lovely, rich chocolate. The consistency has to be like velvet. You don't want it to be too hard, so you have to be very careful that when you're setting it, how long you leave it in the blast chiller.
Judging MasterChef The Professionals is a bit of a roller coaster ride. Every time that door opens, you're hoping that brilliance walks in, but you're never sure.
Every time I come in and I look at the menu, I get excited. I think we're going to see some searing new talent. These people should know how to cook.
If you can just leap and get all of those flavours singing at once and make us happy, not only will you do well today, we'll never forget you.
You have 15 minutes before the first course is served. Dean, that's you.
The lemon baked cod starter from Dean. It is full of sunshine.
Chorizo, courgette, squid ink crisp, smoked tomato puree. Well, he's taking us on our summer holidays, isn't he? The key thing is that cod in the middle. If he overbakes it, it's a complete disaster, and if he doesn't, it might be marvellous.
How are we doing?
On time.
Good.
Rocking it.
It's looking nice, Dean.
Just a little touch of lemon oil, finish it and we're done.
Good job, well done.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So we have a lemon baked cod. It's been slightly cured and then baked in the oven. Spicy chorizo and yellow courgette ragu. Little cherry tomatoes with coriander pesto. A smoked paprika puree. And then finally, the squid ink tuile.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This looks very precise. I suddenly think Dean has a sock drawer that's ordered by colour. The cod flakes away perfectly. It's been cooked to the second.
That chorizo underneath is big and spicy and punchy, and, you know, that pesto just zings. He really understands flavours and he can really cook.
This dish delivers a lot more than I was expecting. This is pretty good.
I think it's a really lovely dish. The cod is just flaking apart. Loving the little tomatoes. I hope the critics are enjoying this as much as I have.
This is a dish that packs a punch. It's great.
There was a lot of components to this dish. Somehow, you managed to make it all work together, and that takes true talent. So you should be seriously proud. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I've had some tough services, but that, yeah, took the biscuit off.
Lawrence's dish is butter-poached lobster tail on a tomato fondue, served with artichoke barigoule, lobster, salmon and king prawn dumplings, finished with a lobster bisque foam and lobster sauce.
Instantly, when that dish goes down, it puts a smile on your face. Look at it, it's beautiful.
Brilliantly cooked lobster, excellent dim sum, all the dumplings. Absolutely incredible dish. Beautiful.
The lobster was cooked perfectly. The dumplings so tasty. The sauce is just beautiful. I could order this dish anytime.
I really like this lobster dish. The lobster was cooked beautifully. Artichokes cooked nicely. Yeah, a well-rounded dish. I like that.
But execution was just amazing. The flavors were impeccable. I just loved each and every ingredient of it, and the sauce was just out of this world.
I just love the way this dish delivered from the menu into presentation and onto the palate. Sensational flavour, wonderful texture. It was on point.
I think it's a fabulous dish. And these guys look happy.
His dish here, you really pushed it to the white. He had so much work to do. It's a really tasty plate of food.
This is a dish I'd be very happy to eat in a restaurant, and I'm amazed he got this done. It's packed full of flavour. Great job, Lawrence.
Got this, like, dread in the pit of my stomach. I kind of think I know what they're going to say. I think I'm going to get slated, but hey, never know what will happen.
Hi, Lawrence. How was that?
Well, I thought I was nervous in the kitchen, but, you know, walking through that door and seeing you guys, just the nerves have gone to a whole nother level. But, you know, I hope you really enjoyed the food.
Around the table here, we thoroughly enjoyed this dish. There's a few key elements that you had to nail, and you did that very well today. Kept the plates nice and simple, didn't overwork anything, and you should be really, really proud of yourself.
Thank you.
That was a really stunning dish. The flavours and everything really stood out. We all finished our dish, and we wanted more. That was a stunning dish. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Lawrence, what can I say is wow. The bisque, I actually used my dessert spoon to scoop it up, and long live classical food, because that was stunning.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for your kind comments. It wouldn't have been possible without the boys in the kitchen bailing me out, so I'd like to say thank you to them. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers. That did not go as I expected. You know, I walked in there thinking that, you know, I was going to get absolutely ripped apart, and they loved it. I'm speechless. I mean, I don't cry, but if I did, I think I'd be welling up right now.
Matthew's Iberico pork main is next.
Matthew, how are we doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just going to flash the meat through the oven and glaze it and start plating.
Carrots, potato,
yeah,
meat. Now this looks organised.
Oh, thank you.
The Iberico pork secreto, it's a very tricky one. You have to be really perfectionist because it's a very delicate part of the meat. And you have to cook to the perfection. Pink is what people desire.
Ah, so the chutney goes on the pork?
Yes.
Sounds like quite a rich dish. So obviously you've got the fatty pork, potato galette. It'd be interesting to see where the balance comes from.
I think it sounds like a phenomenal dish. There's a lot going on. The salted yogurt foam is a bit worrying for me. How that's going to tie into the dish. Is it going to hold? Is it going to split? Chutney sauce, is that going to be quite sweet?
Just looking good.
You can do the espuma on top of the crumb, and then more crumb on top, and I'll just finish the last bit of sauce.
I've got to say, guys, this is looking very calm.
Can't explain that. Maybe a complete fluke. Yeah, service on the first one.
Matthew, 1 table down, 3 to go.
Yes, chef.
Let's keep this going, looking great.
They look fabulous. Keep it going.
Right, this is it, last one.
You happy, Matt?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Service, please.
Good work there. Good teamwork, guys.
Thank you very much.
Lovely dish, Mum.
Thanks, man. Looks stunning, mate. Stunning.
Hang in.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind of 5 hours. I mean, I kind of wish every day went that quickly. It was amazing. I'm really, really happy.
Matthew's main course is Iberico pork shoulder with galette potato, pork fat roasted carrots, and carrot and star anise puree, salted yogurt espuma with pork crackling crumb, salsa verde, spiced apple chutney, and a pork sauce.
It smells really nice.
It's a really beautiful plate of food. There's a lot of colour there. There's some interesting things, and I just want to dive in and eat it.
This is simply a delicious plate of food. There is a lot of components to it. The star of the dish is the Iberico pork. It's cooked perfectly. It is delicious. I think the chef has nailed it.
I thought the potato galette was a little spin. I was expecting little discs, but it was rolled, which I thought was delicious. I thought the pork and the salsa verde was a match made in heaven.
Best dish of the day so far, I think. Brilliant flavours, love the purees, really like the yoghurt foam as well. The winner for me was the spiced chutney sauce. That acidity that it brings to the dish, cut through the fattiness of the secreto, excellent.
There's a lot of elements, but all of them married perfectly. The cooking of the pork on my plate was beautiful. It was perfectly cooked. For me, it was knockout, 10 out of 10. It was brilliant.
The dish, whoever cooked it, I must congratulate that person. It was spot on. Amazing dish.
I like his dish, I like his ideas. I love the cuts of pork. The chutney on top is not too sweet. It's got great flavour, good cookery, and I think it tastes great.
I think the way Matthew plates his food, the chefs might be surprised when he walks out and to discover how young he is, you know. But it's one thing he definitely delivers is great flavours on a plate.
Well done. You haven't played it safe, you've gone all out there. That was incredible, really lovely. Well done.
Thank you.
I have to say that you choose a very difficult cut, which is probably the most difficult cut on Iberico pork. In my plate, it was perfectly tender cook. I was very, very happy to taste it, and I was very pleased. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Matthew. I'm Jen. How are you feeling?
Relieved.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's nice to get some good feedback.
There was a lot of components to this dish. Somehow, you managed to make it all work together, and that takes true talent. So you should be seriously proud. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Matthew, congratulations. That's a wonderful dish. It's a dish worthy of your talent. You're exceptionally gifted young man. You've done a great job today. Congratulations.
Yeah, what an incredible honour to actually see you all in person. It's amazing. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and yeah, it's great to see you all. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was like the most surreal experience of my entire life. Like actually seeing all those amazing chefs, literally like my idols, all of them, feel incredible now. I feel like the hard day's work was entirely worth it.